You are listening to For Christ Podcast. What this podcast is basically just news and events within the church, missionaries within the church, and if you happen to be in ministry, um, just ways and skills and tips to help you in your ministry, whatever it may be, and just tips and ways to help you, period, for anybody to become a better Christian and a better follower of Christ. This episode we're talking about CYC, Challenge Youth Conference 2015. And that was this past weekend. I'm recording it later on in the week. But this past weekend was Challenge Youth Conference CYC. My last episode, the debut of For Christ Podcast, was over Evangelism University. And you guys can go check that out. It's on this channel. So do me a favor and go check that out. CYC 2015 in Pigeon Forge. It was in a new location this year. It was in the La Contel in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You know, the past years, as you know, it had been in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in the Gatlinburg Convention Center. So basically, I'm just going to go over the weekend with you and some thoughts I had about it, and then at the end, we'll talk about events coming up in the future and the future of this podcast, maybe like a future episode or something. And also, is there anything else I need to add? I don't think so. I got the CYC recap and then the events coming up. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. So yeah, enough of me just blabbering on, so we'll just get into it. So it started February the 27th. Yeah. Friday, February 27th, 2015. We went and from our location where we live, from our congregation, Beacon Church of Christ, it generally takes us 5 hours or so to get to East Tennessee, or Pigeon Forge, period. Because we live in West Tennessee and that is in East Tennessee, so totally different sides of the state here. And the doors opened at 7 o'clock that night, and we left around 8 o'clock in the morning, so that gave us plenty of time to figure out where this convention center was, because we had no idea where it was to begin with. So when we got there, it was around like 3 o'clock, and so my dad, who's a deacon in the church, and our youth minister, Spencer, went and tried to find this place. And so they left, tried to figure out where it was. And something that was great that they did, we didn't think they'd do it, but they actually go ahead and let us register in. So they went ahead and registered us. And so that's when we got all our stuff. Every year they have a bag with all sorts of goodies in it. And they're in different colors every year. Like last year, I have it over here. Last year it was white and blue, and had one of the sponsors on it. I'll tell you the sponsors in a second. One of the sponsors, which is Freed Hartman, had that on the front, and came with the lantern and all that stuff, and all that funness. And this year they had two sponsors on it, and their colors, by the way, were blue and gold, which is the color of my high school, Riverside High School. Yay! So they're blue and gold, with the back being CYC 15, and with the zipper on the front. You can hear that. And then they had the headbud kind of things. I don't know what the deal with that was, but anyway, I could never figure these things out. But then they had the two sponsors on it, which were Freed Hartman University and Faulkner University. And they came. Well, I would just go ahead and say this: the sponsors for CYC. They've been the same sponsors for every year that I've gone. The pardon me. My microphone fell. Anywho, apologize to any headphone users out there. That was probably really loud. But the sponsors for every year that I've gone, they have been Heritage Christian University, Harding University, Faulkner University, and Freed-Hardeman University, which is awesome. But they came with the ticket and the lanyard, which is what you needed to get in. And it's basically the colors of the bag, blue and gold. Had Faulkner University there on the front, CYC 2015, Pigeon Forge, Challenge Youth Conference, CYC 15, www.cyconline.com, which is their website. And then it had the schedule on the back. We'll go over that in a second. Then it came with two things that I'll go over at the end. Came with a pen, which they have usually every year that I've gone. They've had a CYC pen for just to have there for you to take notes and all that fun stuff. And these were green and white with the green CYC lettering. Indeed. And then last year they had different colored bracelets. To like court that like I think I was what color was I? Like the different colored bracelets and the different color of your tickets corresponded to make it more organized. They were going to try to make it more organized and say if you had this color lanyard and bracelet, wear that bracelet and also sit in your corresponding section, which they had like a green section, orange section, blue section, purple section, red section, etc. And I was purple. But I did not follow that. Sorry, guys. I know you wanted to make it more easier and organized, but I did not follow that. I actually sat in the red section with somebody. So yeah, I didn't follow that. Sorry, guys. I still love you. So yeah, that they didn't do that this year because, for one, it was a bigger place, and I think they might have realized that that plan that they originally had didn't work out. But I know that I think I did see this year actually. I saw one of the color things. It was the green one. I saw one of those. I don't know why that was there. For memories, I suppose. But I just noticed that whenever I pulled my last year's lanyard out. Last year they had Faulkner University on the lanyard, on your lanyard that goes around your neck. But this year they didn't have that. They had CYConline.com, their website. But anyway, back to the bracelets. This year, like I said, they didn't have any like different colored to correspond where you need to sit. So they just had one bracelet, and it was blue with white lettering, purity, which was a theme for CYC this year. Purity, talking about purity in body, purity like in spirit, and purity in social media. That was one of the lessons. And purity, just having purity in your life, which was awesome, which was a great subject to talk about, especially with youth today. Something else that I think that was pretty much it, other than the stuff that I'm going to discuss later. Yeah, but that was pretty much all that came with the little bags. So yeah, I will just get right into going through the weekend with you. Basically, just kind of a recap of the weekend. And so, like I said before, the doors opened at 7 o'clock. Singing started at 7:30, which is beautiful singing. Then we had the contribution announcement. Jerry Elder announced the contribution, which one of them I cannot remember. The foreign country I cannot remember. I still Like, it still kills me that I can't remember. Um, but the other one was for a congregation in East Tennessee in a town called Sneedsville, and they are a struggling congregation, and they needed help. So we're like, we're going to put we're going to put two contributions at Foreign Country and then Sneedsville, and just because it's a bigger crowd this year, we had about 13,000 people, and it was awesome to be able to do that and to help out fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. Because they were a struggling church. They were a very small town, very small congregation, and they were basically on the verge of shutting their doors forever, which didn't need to happen at all. So we put them into the contribution, and to be able to help them out, and I'm glad we were able to do that. And I don't have any updates on them so far, but I'm sure as you know days go on, I'll learn updates on it, and then I'll let you guys know about it. But so that was the contribution announcement, and then singing at 8 o'clock, and then at 8:15, Kyle Button, he talked about purity and spirit, which is an excellent, excellent lesson. It was great. He actually talked about some of the things he talked about at our area wide this past September, which was really cool to see. I was like, hey, you talked about that in our area wide, about the I almost said Hannibal Lecter. I think it was fake. Jeffrey Dahmer. He talked about that same story in our area wide, which is pretty cool. He talked about that at CYC as well. I thought that was pretty neat. Then we had a break at 9 o'clock, and then at 9:30 we came back, and we didn't talk about, SWAT performed, and that was awesome. Very powerful and funny skits. If you guys haven't seen SWAT, I would strongly suggest you to go check them out at hashtag U Series. They got some of their skits on hashtag U Series. And go check them out on there because they got some skits on there, and they're very powerful and funny skits as well. So we went back to the hotel, and we had a devotional. Had great time bonding and worshiping God with our youth group just in that hotel room devotional, and that was great to do that. We had singing, and then Spencer, our youth minister, came up and gave us our thoughts to go to bed with, and it was great. And Saturday morning, the doors opened at 8:30 in the morning. I got up at whopping time of 5:30 in the morning. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me why. I just did. Then we got there, and we had fun with Ben and Travis at 9:30, which was great fun. They are always fun guys to watch and do their thing, and just basically what they do is it's kind of like the morning show at Horizons. Whenever they get your mind set up and ready. It's early in the morning, so they get your mind set and ready to get the blood flowing, and then just get your minds focused and getting ready to learn about God's Word. What is this on my computer? Never seen that before. Anyway, that was a little weird. Then we had singing at 9:45, and then at 8 o'clock we had Reed Swindle, and he talked about purity in the body, which was also an excellent lesson. I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory, purity in the body. So you can imagine what that main topic was over. Oh. If I made any of you guys yawn, I apologize, because yawning is contagious. Anywho, then Saturday morning, we also on Saturday morning, while Reed Swindle was speaking, the youth leader / elder / chaperones counseling 101 and Lonnie Jones in the ballroom at the LeConte Center, and Paige Allman and Spencer Paige being Spencer's girlfriend, if you guys had no idea. They went to that, and I stayed with the rest of the youth in the what do you call that? Maybe is that the main section? I I didn't really know if that was like if there is a particular name for the place we're in, but I can't remember. But the main uh, place, don't know really what to call it. Um, then at 8:30 we had a break, and then at 8:45 we had a singing, and then at 11:15 Ben Hayes came up and talked about purity and social media. Also pretty self-explanatory. Um, if you didn't know, Ben Hayes is Ben from Ben&Travis, so there you go. Also, Ben and Travis talked about in their show that morning. They said, okay, if you want to do. By the way, Instagram was apparently a big thing for CYC this year. I don't know why, but it was. They used Instagram for a lot of things. They used it for the youth ministers. It's like, why is your youth minister so awesome? The 20-second Instagram video, and you know that youth group could win a kid president book, Guide to Being Awesome. And also, they said post a Instagram photo of you guys dancing to dances that they showed on a video. Um, so apparently, Instagram was a big thing, but they're like, okay, post a picture of you, or post a video of you dancing, or your youth leader or youth minister dancing, and then they will get put on stage that night. I did not do that because, for one, my phone is an iPhone C. If you guys didn't know, an iPhone C has a terrible memory, has really, really bad memory. Like, I have gotten to the point where I can't even take pictures on this phone anymore. Well, right now I could, because I just did it. Huh. I guess it's because I deleted some stuff. But anyway. But I got to the point where, like, I would have to go to Snapchat and then take a photo and then save it to my photo album. Because I can still do screenshots, I just can't take straight up pictures. But anyway, and it wouldn't work with like videos to do on Snapchat or Instagram because I've tried and it hasn't worked. But excuse me, I'm yawning right now. I don't know why. It's raining outside. And it's like one of those days where you're just like, ugh. So Saturday afternoon, the doors opened at 4:30. But before that, on our noon break, we went and ate with the youth group. We had our youth group time. We bonded. We went and did some great fun together, which was awesome. We went and rode the Alpine coaster, which was great fun. It was a great time to get together with the youth and just have fun with them. So I always love doing that. I love my youth. I love my youth group, and they're awesome. And I love spending time with them anytime that I can. If you guys are watching this, love you guys. Mwah! So Saturday afternoon, at 4:30, the doors opened back up, and then we had 5:30. We had Cornerstone. It was a singing group quartet from Faulkner University, and they got up and sang, and they were pretty good. I'll admit they are pretty good. Actually, no, they were fantastic. The Cornerstone was actually fantastic, and I don't know them personally. I know literally none of them personally. I think I have met one of them. I don't know, can't remember his name, but I've met one of them. But I literally do not know the rest of them. But they were good. I liked listening to them. They were I love quartets anyway. I love quartets and a cappella and all that good stuff. So just being able to hear a quartet, which is great in itself. So anyway, at 6 o'clock, we had the Freedhartman Ambassadors. Yes. We had the Freedhartman Ambassadors, and they came up, and it's a singing group of Freedhartman. And I do know one of them personally. I do not know the rest of them personally. But on top of that, I got the Ambassador CD, which you guys can go pick up. You might pick it up at the Freedhartman bookstore, maybe, I think. But I got it at the Freedhartman booth at CYC this past weekend. And if you guys didn't know, the ambassadors are Anna Farley, Kristen Gooch, Patrick Spears, I think it's Patrick Spears, yeah. Charlie Stoltz, and the one and only, my good friend and old youth minister, Nathan Powell. Nathan! I got to see Nathan sing with the Ambassadors, which I had not done yet, and that was absolutely fantastic to see. I actually got to see him before he went on. He was a little nervous, but I got to see him. I wish him good luck. Told him I loved him, no matter if he screwed up on there or not. So it was great to see him perform with the Ambassadors because I know he really loves to do it, and it's great to see Nathan doing what he loves to do. Um, um, so I got the CD, and it has, the name of the CD is Revelation, but then inside it has pictures of them. It has Kristen. She is a junior from Somerville, Tennessee. Uh, Anna, she is a junior from Jackson, Tennessee. Charlie, he is a junior from Columbia, Tennessee. And then you got Patrick, he is a junior from Memphis, Tennessee. And the old man, Nathan, he is a senior from Jackson, Tennessee. Um, I don't know what the rest of them study, but I know Nathan is a Bible major. Um, and so you got the CD, and the following songs on the CD, if you don't know, are Ain't No Rock, Low Down the Chariot, um, A Living Prayer, Revelation Song, His Righteousness, Refiner's Fire, and Noah Found Grace. Um, and I've listened to it. It sounds great. It's an absolutely fantastic. Sounds beautiful. Um, so if you guys don't have this, I would strongly, if you guys didn't get this at CYC, I would strongly suggest getting it anywhere you could. Try to go to like I think you could go to probably Freedhartman Bookstore, and they probably have it for sale. I don't know that for a fact because I didn't look, but I'm sure you guys could go find it somewhere. Um, so yeah, I went and bought that. Got to see Nathan afterwards. Got to catch up with Nathan because I had not seen him since September or August, one of those. And so I got to see him, and that was great. And I loved catching up with Nathan. Nathan, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. Love you. Always will. Um, so then after that, we had a little 30-minute break, and then at 7 o'clock, we welcome back to Fun and Ben and Travis, and then they announced the winners of that little dance thing on Instagram, and one of my friends got to get up there, Jared Bailey. If you guys don't know him, he was in our group at he's kind of the leader of our group at work camp, or I would say he actually was the leader of our group. So I got to get to know Jared. I actually saw his son Jeremiah, so shout out to you also, Jeremiah. Um, so I got to see them. I didn't get to see and talk to Jared, but I did see him on stage, and that was great to see him on stage. And played the air bass, I guess you could say, because they had a battle of the bands, and that was funny. Um, I got to talk to Jeremiah for a second, and so that was great. And then they also announced the winners of the books, the Kid President Books Guide to Being Awesome. Um, and the winners of that were somebody else, can't remember, and Jerry Elder. So, congratulations to Jerry. Didn't get to see Jerry either. I got to talk to him, and I saw him physically walking around, and I was going to try to go up and talk to him, but I couldn't get to him, and I'll explain why after we go through the recap. But shout out to you, Jerry. Love you, man. Then we had singing at 7:30. Then Lonnie Jones came up and talked about It's a Heart Issue. Lonnie Jones is absolutely an excellent speaker. Then at 9 o'clock, we dismissed back to our devotionals, and we had another devotional in the hotel with our youth group, which was, like I said, absolutely great. I love getting to worship God, I love to worship God with fellow brothers and sisters in Christ, but I also love to worship God with just my youth group too, because it really gets us all closer together. and it's an absolutely beautiful thing. Then Sunday morning, we got up, went 7:30, doors opened, and then at 8:30 started the worship. We had singing, Lord's Supper, contribution, and then Lonnie Jones came up to talk about taking charge. And then at 9:30 we dismissed and went on our merry way. Lonnie Jones, by the way, is absolutely an excellent speaker. I've met Lonnie before, actually, and he's a fantastic guy. Um, and he has spoken, I think, since 2001 is when they said. And he is absolutely an excellent speaker. Actually, Lonnie, besides any preacher from my congregations, Lonnie was actually one of the first speakers that I got to see when I went to my first CYC in 2008. Um, so Lonnie is absolutely an excellent speaker. I've been hearing him since 2008, and he's a great speaker. His lessons are always a great topic, and they're always interesting, and it always keeps your mind on the topic he's talking about. Also, I want to go over the shirt I got this year, the CYC shirt. Every year, I get a hoodie. And I went Saturday, because Saturday's usually whenever I go get my thing. And Saturday, they were out of hoodies. They had sold out. So instead, I got the long sleeve shirt, which was the gray and light blue with CYC on the front, with the on the top. It's like the top left corner, if you're wearing it. If you're just looking at it, it's the top right. But then it has on the right sleeve Challenge Youth Conference 2015 Purity. And so yeah, I haven't tried it on yet, and it smells still new. Throw that over there right now. And I also noticed, which is no big deal, really, but I could, I could tell that, I mean, there was not as much merchandise, I guess you could say. Last year they had tons of merchandise. They had, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, sweatpants, other long sleeve shirts, Ben&Travis apparel, and all sorts of stuff. But this year they just had like sweatpants, hoodies that sold out Saturday morning. The long sleeve shirts, which are almost sold out. I think I got the last small, and they also had something else. I think I can't remember. Oh yeah, other long sleeve shirts, but sweatshirts. I might add, but last year and the years prior to that, they had like these big concession stands, but this time they just had like a little table and then little boxes behind them, which is no big deal. But I just kind of noticed that, and I didn't get my hoodie, but I did get a long sleeve shirt with the year and theme on it, which is what I actually to remember that year and that thing. That's why I kind of get the hoodies and stuff to actually wear it around and to support CYC, and also to look at it and remember that year and to remember the great times I had that year came with. I'm gonna put this hat on. Yay. Anyway, is there anything else I wanted to? Oh yeah. So this year was the first year being at the La Conta, and it was very different than the past years. And it might change. This might change as we get used to the La Conte. And La Conte. By the way, if you don't know why, if you want to know why I'm doing that, it's an inside thing. I will explain, and if you watch my interview videos, you'll actually connect the pieces. But anyway, the interview video, by the way, will be up after this podcast. But anyway, so the La Conte is a new place. And, we don't really know, like, at the Gatlinburg Convention Center, we got to really know the ins and outs to that place. And we knew how to get out of there easy, and we knew how everything worked, and we knew where everything was. But this year, there was a lot of stuff different, you know. Um, this year they had the 360 stage, which I had never seen before. I had never seen a 360 stage. You don't know what a 360 stage is. That's whenever the stage is in the middle and the audience is all around them. So therefore, they are like basically looking 360, and all they see is audience, and they're not just in front of them, which was different. I had never seen that before in my life. So that was actually pretty cool to see. Hmm. Oh, I apologize. Anyway, it is one of those days. Anyway, so also it was a little hectic, you know, just because there was 13,000 people and that, or almost 13,000. I think that was like over 12,000 something. I can't remember. Almost 13,000. But anyway, um, yeah, we didn't know the ins and outs of that place. You know, we didn't know where everything was. We didn't know how that place worked, and it was actually hectic getting in and out of there. Um, so like I don't know, but it was just I assume as the years go on in the LeConte, we will get to understand, you know, the ins and outs of that place, and we'll be able to get in and out of there a lot smoother than we did this year because getting in and out was a little hectic, and it took like about 20 minutes to get out of there, depending on where you were parking. Sometimes, depending on where you parked, it took even longer. But all in all, the LeConte was an absolute gorgeous. It was really really nice place, and you know, and it didn't seem bigger for some reason. I was talking to Spencer about this, and it didn't seem bigger than the convention center, but I know probably in the entirety it was, but it just didn't seem that way. I don't know why. I think because the Gatlinburg Convention Center was wider, but I think, however, the LeConte Center was like bigger in its whole. I don't really know, but I don't know. I don't know the square footage to that place, and I don't know the square footage to the Gatlinburg Convention Center, but um, it just didn't look much bigger to me. I don't know. It might be a whole lot bigger. Who I who am I to know? I don't know. Um, but like I said, you know, to get to know the ins and outs of that place, it will probably take a while because um, it actually CYC actually originated in Pigeon Forge. I don't know what center it was in, but it's when it started in 2000. It originated in Pigeon Forge, and then I do believe, don't quote me on this, but I do believe it moved to Gatlinburg in the Gatlinburg Convention Center in 2004 or 5. I don't know that for a fact, but and then they went many, 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 many years uh, in the Gatlinburg Convention Center. They went from, if my knowledge serves me correctly, 2004 to 2000. Today's 14. Went all the way from there. So that's a good how many years? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They went 11 years inside the Gatlinburg Convention Center. So like 1 year over a decade. Um, in the Gatlinburg Convention Center, and you know, yeah, it got pretty simple that we knew the ins and outs of that place. Like we knew where everything was, we knew where everything was going to go, and we're like, okay, everything is going to be here, 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 and you know, we knew how to get out of there real easy and real simple because I had gone to CYC since 2008 to 2014 at the Gatlinburg Convention Center, so even I knew the ins and outs of that place. And half of my life going to CYC, I was a stupid little kid, so you know, it got pretty simple to figure out where everything was and how to get out of there and to get around that place. But then we had this new place, the La Conte, and you know, I would imagine it's going to take us a little while to get used to that place and the ins and outs and to figure out how everything's going to work. Um, so yeah, I mean, but it's no big deal, and we'll get to know it, and it'll be a great place to come together and have CYC and worship God together. Um, so That's pretty much my thoughts about CYC and its whole. Making sure I didn't forget anything. Hopefully I didn't. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. But anyway, what time is it? No, it's 2:45 or 54. Um, so yeah. Now, future events coming up. Um, we got actually in the bags that you got. The first one I'll go over, which is the closest one from now, is actually this weekend. Um, it's Fusion. Fusion is further understanding Scripture in our nation. The date is March 6th, 2015. The time is 8 o'clock to 7:30. The location is Harrington Christian University, 3625 Hilton Drive, Florence, Alabama, and 35630. And this is the second family. This is the second annual family and youth event. Everyone is welcome. Fusion. So if you are able to go to that, I would strongly suggest you to go. I am actually not able to go to that because that is very short notice, and it is this weekend. And I work on Saturday, or actually, is that what is that? Is that on a Friday? Yeah, it is on a Friday. It is on a Friday, and but yeah, it's a little short notice though. To even be in Florence though, because I live in Tennessee, and for this to be a little short notice, because I don't really know where Florence is, but it might be in the middle or northern part. I'm not familiar. The only place I know that is in Alabama is Huntsville, Alabama, and that's like on the border of Tennessee and Alabama. But anyway, so if you're able to go to Fusion, strongly suggest you go. It sounds great to get a further understanding of Scripture in our nation. Um, and then something else that we got in our bags at CYC is, yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. I got tons of these things. I went by the CYC place and just got, or CYC. I went by this booth and just got tons of these things. I even got the two big posters. But Horizons! Horizons! Horizons 2015, the 35th Annual Horizons Leadership Camp. And it starts July 5th through the 10th, 2015, this year. The theme this year is Inside and Out, and we'll be exploring the Sermon on the Mount in Jesus' ministry. So that's going to be great, and I hope to see every single one of you that are listening to this there. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, tell your grandma, because actually she wouldn't be, your mom and grandma wouldn't be able to go, but tell them to tell kiddies. But like, I hope to see you there because it is awesome. The reason why your mom or grandma, they could come the Wednesday night when it's family night, but it's kind of for youth, and it'd be kind of weird if they were campers at Horizons because that would just be weird. But anyway, if you want more information, you can go to fhu.edu/horizons and facebook.com/horizons. Yeah. So I hope to see you all at Horizons, and it's going to be awesome. And like I said, I got these big posters. You can hear it wobbling around. So this thing is actually, I mean, it's not huge, but it's bigger than the little things. And I'm putting this inside my youth room, and I got another one to put in my room. So that is awesome. And oh, it's got a picture. The picture on the pamphlets. If you guys didn't know, the picture on the pamphlets this year and on these posters are actually from the 33rd annual. I hope I said this is the 35th annual Horizons coming up, but this picture is from the 33rd annual. And there's pictures of people. Let's see if I can figure out anybody. I recognize people that I've met that I don't know personally. But, yeah. There's people I've met on there, but I don't know them. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Love you. Um, and also, upcoming events. They announced next year's CYC's schedule, or not schedule, but time and place. It will be, once again, at the Le Conte, and it will be February 2000, or February 20, 26th to the 28th, 2016. So I hope to see you all there. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be one session once again. They talked about Friday night, how the one session filled up so quickly that they don't know if they'll be able to put it in one session again. But they are able to, and they're doing one session once again at the Le Conte next year, February 26th to the 28th, 2015. Hope to see you all there at the Le Conte. CYC 2016, CYC 16. Anyway. So yeah, coming up on this channel, I will have my blog up. I blog CYC this year, so I will have that blog up. I didn't really blog anything behind CYC, which I was going to plan to do. I was going to plan like the youth group doing stuff outside of CYC, but I didn't do that. I just blogged CYC. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Because that was my original plan, to blog everything, but I didn't blog everything. I just blogged CYC in its whole, which is not a problem. But anyway, so that will be up, and so check that out. The CYC interviews will be up. I interviewed the boys in my youth group in our hotel room. So be sure to look out for that. It's basically I asked them what CYC meant to them. So that's awesome, and their answers were absolutely great. So be sure to check that out. Also, my ministry blog, which I talked about, I was going to start doing. My ministry blog will be up shortly after this podcast will be up, and probably maybe before or after the CYC videos. We'll have to see how that works. So yeah, there'll be videos up, even more than my blogs. There'll be more videos up just as I do them. And so yeah, subscribe to this channel, guys. Subscribe to Jerry Elder's channel. So shout out to you, Jerry. Subscribe to his channel. I'm doing shout outs. Shout out to Dale Jenkins and subscribe to his channel. Because they both have channels and they're awesome. I'm subscribed to them both, so you guys can go check that out. Jerry Elder and Dale Jenkins. Go subscribe to them. Also subscribe to he's doing blogs as well, and he's in the Parsons Youth Group. Mr. Jordan. That's Mister. Mr. Jordan. Jordan. It's not Jordan, it's Jordan. So go check that out and subscribe to him because he wants some support to get his name out there. So go do that. Also, subscribe to this channel, BlakeLindseyTV, and help support this channel as well. Comment what you think. Like up this podcast. Check out my videos coming up. I love every single one of you guys. I can't wait to see you again. God bless.